So guys, before we get started, don't forget we do have that amazing discount code thanks to Tier 0 Games going on right now. And all you have to do is put in ZWGames5 to get 5% discount on your total order at tier0games.com. The links will be in the description below. What's up YouTube, Dad here from Zephyr Games, and Master Rule 5 coming in April for the TCG is going to allow us to spam everything back to the board, from fusions to synchros and XYZs as well. And one of the most talked about combos right now is the junk speeder combo. So I'm going to show you that combo and the variety that it can produce. Before I show you the combo, please like, comment, subscribe, and share this video if you enjoyed it. There are lots of variations and end boards that you can play with this, and it all comes down to your personal preference. But I will show you how to get started, and then the route that I will be taking with some of the plays that I would like to make. So, how to abuse junk speeder. We start off with simple 2 cards, and that is your junk Sychron and your Doppel Warrior. Now you need Doppel Warrior in the graveyard, whether that is sent there via Twin Twister, Foolish Burial, or any other means of getting it from your deck or hand to the graveyard. So we're going to act as if it is already in the graveyard, and what we're going to do is we're going to normal summon our junk Sychron. Our junk Sychron is going to revive the Doppel Warrior. You're then going to sync these two together, and you're going to make your junk speeder. Now this is where the magic starts to happen. You use Doppel Warrior's effect to give you 2 tokens. You then use Junk Speeder's effect to special summon 3 tuners from your deck with different levels. We're going to go with a level 5 Quick Draw, we're going to go with a level 1 Jet Sychron, and a level 3 Junk Sychron. You're then going to use the effect of Jet Sychron and the one of the tokens to go into the level 2 Celestial. This double star shaman, this will then revive your double, or your Doppel, sorry, there we go. Doppel is not hard once per turn, so guess what we're going to do in a minute. Now, initially I was going to go straight into, use these two to go into a TG Hyper Librarian, but Tzolk'in technically special summons, it doesn't synchro summon, so you won't get the draw. So this is the most optimal play on this one, and that is using your Junk Speeder and your Quick Draw Sychron, put them into the graveyard, and get your Ultimaya Tzolk'in. What that then means is once you use your Junk Sychron and your Doppel Warrior and go into your TG Hyper Librarian, you are going to get an additional 2 tokens to play your board off of. Now at this moment in time, we are going to act as if we have a completely empty hand. If you have a spell or trap, you do have the ability, of course, to get into a Crystal Wing, but we're going to need to move plays forward a little bit more. So what we're actually going to do on this one is we're going to use 2 tokens and the Celestial, as it is a tuner. Beautiful. And we are going to go into a Herald of Arc Light. This then gives us a negation on board and can actually cause your opponent a lot of disruption with its banish effect. We're then going to draw off of TG Hyper Librarian, and this is going to be a spell or trap, hopefully, otherwise you're going to have that in your hand. You do have the ability to synchro even further should you need to dig into that spell and trap. You would set this card, if you do need to dig into the spell and trap, you do need to use your Jet Sychron a little bit earlier. That will then sync with this to go into your Formula Sychron, and you'll draw 2 cards. Then of course that hopefully will give you a spell or trap. We're going to set this card here. That will then allow our Ultimaya Tzolk'in to go off and bring us a Crystal Wing on board. Again, it is a special summon, not a synchro summon, so you do not get the draw off of your TG Hyper Librarian. Now you do have other plays to make as well should you want to. You actually have the ability, if you did not want to use both your tokens on this one, is you could only use this and one, and that will get you into your Mechanical Metal Marcher. Now this would revive a tune-up from the graveyard, so that would revive your Quick Draw, ideally is what you'd want to go for, and that lets you go for another route of play. So it ideally depends on whether you want to get Herald on board early enough, or whether you want to go straight into this and extend your plays a little bit further. From here, obviously what you'll want to be doing, we'll continue going through this, and then what I'll do is I'll come back to this point here and we'll change the game state up a bit. So you bring back your Jet Sychron, you can use your Jet Sychron and your token. If you wanted to, you could use your Hyper Librarian and go into the level 7 as well, so you do have other plays to make, but we want to try and gauge as much advantage off of our Hyper Librarian as possible. So then we get the effect of the Formula Sychron to draw 1 card, and then we'll also get the effect of Hyper Librarian to draw another card. So our hand has just gone from 0 to +2, and technically the 1 that has been set there as well. Now, of course, you've got other plays. If you want to go to a Stardust Charge Warrior, you can go into a 6, stack your deck, and then draw the card that you have stacked off of your TG Hyper Librarian. You do sacrifice a negate for that, but if the draw is going to be good enough, why not use it and abuse it? And depending on where you want to go from here, you can move your plays further forward. Like I said, you can sync these two together for the Dawn Dragster. Oh, there we go. And that just gives you another negate. So you've technically got 3 negates on board, plus whatever ones you've got on your set back row as well. So it really depends if you want to be aggressive or defensive on that play. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewind it a little bit, and we're actually going to show you what would happen. There we go. TG, I believe we didn't have the draw yet. This is going to go back in. We're going to basically be left with an additional token. So what we've done is we've reversed to the point where we had this and 2 tokens, and then we're going to use the 2 tokens and this to go into the Marcher instead. Marcher can then bring back your quick draw, and of course we would have got the draw off the soul of the Synchro Summon of this. We would have set this and brought out the Crystal Wing. So the play would be pretty much the same. All you've done is you've traded a Herald for a Marcher and an additional token plus a quick draw Synchron as well. And we haven't used our Jet Synchron either, so that's still going to be in our graveyard. And then again, from this point on, it really depends on where you want to go. You've got a 5 there as a tuner, you've got a level 3 as a tuner there as well. So you've got a 6 play there. Now this again can be your Charge Warrior, and you'll get a stack and then draw what you've stacked. Then you've got a 9 play here if you want to use it, or you bring back your Jet Synchron, and you've got a 7 play there as well if you want to use it. That will then allow you to go into anything you want. So that could be a Clear Wing, should you want to play a Clear Wing. You could also go into, of course, like I showed you, your Dawn Dragster, and then it still leaves this tuner on board here, so that you can technically then end your board on going, if we did this, went into your Charge Warrior, if you want it to be a Charge Warrior or any other level 6 that you want. The only difference between the Charge Warrior is the Charge Warrior will just give you a guaranteed draw, so you will draw what you stack. Alternatively, you do have the Archfiend plays as well, and then any kind of other synchros that you want to make. The only other downside is there is no Earth Tuner involved in that, so you could not go into a Barkion, but there are ways that if you want to focus on that route, you can do. So then of course we would Synchro Summon our Charge Warrior. Charge Warrior's effect will then go off. So when this card is Synchro Summoned, you draw 1 card, apologies, so you'd actually draw 2 cards rather than stack. There you go, so you draw 2 cards, 1 off your Hyper Librarian and 1 off of your Charge Warrior. So you've gone for 2 more cards. If these are more spells and traps, excellent, you can set them and off you go. Then what we can continue doing is, you've got a Charge Warrior there, so you've actually got a 9 Synchro there, or you've got an 8 Synchro here. So you can actually Synchro into the 8 here. And again, this can be anything. This could be an Omega if you want to play that. It could go into another Crystal Wing if you want to play that as well. It could go into a Red Dragon Archfiend. It can go into a Void Ogre if you think you're going to set all of this during your turn, and you're going to go into a Void Ogre. So you can go into any level 8 Synchro that you really, really want, as long as you can meet its requirements. On this one, we're going to go into the Void Ogre. Now, what I would advise first is I'll actually advise bringing back your Jet Synchron first. So we'll leave it like this. So we bring back the Jet Synchron first. Sync this into a 7. So we'll go into this. This will then let you draw another card. Then you make your brand new level 8 Void Ogre, or any kind of form of negation that you wish. And then let's say, if it's Void Ogre, you're going to set 3 more. If it's not Void Ogre, then it can be any other level 8 that you want. You can keep these in hand. Let's say these are hand traps or anything. You're then sitting on, hopefully this will be a negate. That's what you want to make sure is you want to make this another negate. So you're going to be sitting on 3 negates, ideally an anything negate and anything negate and a spell and trap negate. And then you've got all your traps or spells or hand traps or whatever else you have in play in your hand. Now, like I said, you do have the ability, should you want to synchro and play around, go into a Quasar. You could go into any of the higher levels. You can go to a Trish if you wanted to make that and rip one from your opponent's hand. You can go to the brand new Scarlight that we'll be getting later, or the brand new Red Dragon Archfiend. You've got your Cosmic Blazer, you've got your Star Eater. You could even go into a Leo if you're feeling very, very nostalgic. You have the ability to go into pretty much any synchro you want. Stardust Warrior. Go back to good old Stardust if you want to. The plays are pretty much endless from this point on. The biggest challenge you're going to face is you will need to get to a negate first to bypass Nibiru, and obviously that can be a little bit challenging, but after that Once you've figured it out, it might not be that hard. You just need a little bit of an additional extension in order to make your plays go forward there. Anyway, I hope this combo helped. I hope it gave you a little breakdown of exactly what you need. Like I said, you only need 2 cards. You need to have your Doppel Warrior in the graveyard, and then you need a junk Sychron in play. Then any Called by the Grace to stop any hand traps that might be mischievous to you. Other than that, you just get to go off. If they bring back Level Eater, my god, this is going to get crazy. But that is pretty much it. So I hope you like this, hope it gave you help. Like I said, it depends on how you want to play your extra deck. If you want to go more for a junk variant or a Sychron variant, then by all means do so. Sorry, not Void Ogre, because you need a Dart Tuner, but you know what I mean, just like a level 8 Synchro that can negate is what you want to go for. Or of course, go over an Omega, rip one from your opponent's hand and start bringing back some of your banished stuff as well. Really down to you. But anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. And until next time, guys, as always, happy dueling.